Welcome, everyone. I'm Ajit Kadua, General Manager of MITRE Ingenuity Open Generation. This is the first in a new monthly video series called Open Dialog Wavelengths to keep you informed about the groundbreaking work that Open Generation 5G R&D Consortium is doing to advance 5G innovation for public good. This year, we're expanding our R&D focus to smart city initiatives. To kick off these new efforts, we want to tell you about the launch of the Virginia Smart City Community Testbed. This is the first smart city testbed in Virginia powered by an IoT platform fully integrated with 5G. And this is a groundbreaking endeavor, which was made possible through the work of OST Incorporated, who is a member of our Open Generation 5G Consortium and is in collaboration with the Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation, better known as VIPC, and Stafford County, Virginia. The community testbed was honored in 2022 with a Smart 50 award. This is an annual award in partnership with Smart Cities Connect Foundation, and US Ignite. This recognizes the top 50 most innovative and influential smart city projects in the world. Today, we're joined by Dr. Indu Singh, who's the senior scientist from OST Incorporated. Dr. Singh is an internationally recognized technology and business management executive known for his expertise in systems engineering, cybersecurity, smart cities and smart airports, as well as geospatial intelligence and business and investment strategy and acquisition. As a senior scientist at OST Incorporated, Dr. Singh focuses on smart cities projects, including cybersecurity, smart cities, smart airport, smart health, and smart campus initiatives. And I guess in his spare time, he also manages the Virginia Smart Community Testbed located in Stafford County. So good afternoon, Indu. First, I want to congratulate you on the Virginia Smart City Testbed being recognized as a top 50 smart city.
Thank you, Ajit, and I'm glad to be participating in this interview. And on behalf of OST, please accept our gratitude for allowing us to partner with you. So we're very excited about what you're doing, and we look forward to contributing to your endeavor.
Yeah, it's great to have OST and the consortium this now starting your second year with us, and we're really excited to see what we can do in smart cities. So thinking back, why was the project attractive to OST when you were looking at partnering with Stafford County to build a smart community testbed?
So, obviously OST has been involved in building a smart infrastructure around the world for some time. About a few years ago, we had a visit from the past governor, and he came to OST, and our president, Vijay Narula, really made a commitment to him that OST will lead development of smart cities across the Commonwealth. And at that time, I came to OST, I joined it, and I was really asked to lead. And so we were fortunate to have our first smart city engineering and design project for Stafford County that was funded by VIPC. That time, VIPC's name was CIT. Now it's the new name. And so we successfully completed that, and that was the Greenfield Smart Town Center project that Stafford County wanted to build, and we did that. And after that, I had a casual meeting with David Erie, who is the CTO of VIPC, and David said, "Well, what's next?" And I said, "Let's build a smart city testbed. There is none in the country. And that is the right thing to do." And David, in 5 minutes, David said, "I like it. Let's do it." And so the Smart City Test was born. We went to Stafford County and we said, this is the idea. Since you will be building the first smart town center in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we're going to stand up this testbed, which is going to be a solution engineering center. We'll bring all the technology, develop the solutions, and those solutions could be implemented right in your on your project, and will also be available across the Commonwealth for any county or city that want to use it. And so it evolved to be a partnership, and since then we have been busy.
Okay, that's an amazing story. So for the viewers, why should people care about this test bed versus any of the other test beds that may be coming up around the country?
So, that's a very good question. I think, I personally have been building and designing smart cities around the world for the last 20 years. I have designed 21 smart cities, starting with the Singapore Intelligent Island. That was my first project. And, until very recently, nobody wanted to talk about a smart city in America.
Mm-hmm.
For the last 3-4 years, now every city in America wants to be a smart city. So what had changed? Something had changed.
Yeah.
And what really had changed, that people finally, and particularly the government officials, the public service people at the state and county level, they came to realize that technology is going to be the ultimate tool for economic development. And for me, smart city projects are not technology projects. Sometimes people misunderstand that. The way I design and build a smart city is based on the philosophy that every smart city is an economic development project. It helps communities develop in terms of quality of life, in terms of security, in terms of public service, health, education, security, public safety. And so, I think it's very important because the Stafford County test bed, which is really supported now by DHS, Department of Homeland Security, VIPC, which is the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the Stafford County, and there are 24 private corporations, is very unique in the sense that it is not an R&D center. It is what I call solution engineering center. So our approach is what I call rapid prototyping,
mm-hmm.
pilot testing, and implementation. Anything we cannot implement, we don't spend time on. So that is why it is very unique. And there is a direct benefit to the community. So our focus is how we use these technologies, including 5G, which is in our test bed, how we use these technology and that can benefit the community directly. And so all the labs that we have very famous and important labs around the country, owned by the government, the private sector, but none like the Smart City Test in Stafford County, because it is focused on community development using modern technology.
There's some really interesting points. I loved how you changed around the smart city being about the technology to be more about the economic development, because I think as an industry player, everyone's focused on the technology pieces. So it's really refreshing to hear that take about how that really benefits the community and citizenry in general by enabling smart city solutions. I think you brought up some interesting points we want to dig into some more. Can you tell our viewers more about this, how this private-public partnership is working with VIPC and the private industry?
So, I think, this is the 21st century. And we cannot do things the same way that we have been doing, right? In the past, the smart city projects have been overwhelmingly dependent on the government, whether it's the federal government or the state government or local government, right? And I came to realize that even though the government is a catalyst for economic development, government cannot be the sole responsible entity for community development. And so I think the ultimate success of a smart city in any part of the country or the world for that matter is really going to be driven by a public-private partnership, because these two have separate roles. The government has certain role and the private corporations have certain roles. But private corporations bring the technology and the know-how, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we have, innovation. And the government brings the support, financial and other support that is needed. And when you put those two together, the projects are successful, right? Rather than doing independently. So the company like Verizon or AT&T or Sprint can go and build a smart city. But we don't want it to be totally technology driven. Mm-hmm. We want a proper balance between technology and public welfare. That's what the smart city is all about. And so the partnership really makes a lot of sense.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's a really great point, because in the internet, we talk about over-the-top services. You don't build an over-the-top smart city, because that's why you need the government and industry working together, right?
Yes. Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about what are the kind of benefits companies can have when they're collaborating with public entities and joining, let's say, the smart city project that you've been working with.
So, I think there are various stakeholders in any smart city, as you know. So you have the government, you have the public sector, you have the private sector, and you have the citizens, right? And a successful, design for a smart city, an implementation of a successful implementation of a smart city, really hinges upon a very collaborative approach, right? And if you create that, then you will be successful. But the private corporations has a very important role. As we move forward with what we call this new infrastructure bill, right? At least in the United States, where we're going to spend a lot of money, we are not going to build dumb infrastructure in the future. Okay, what I call the smart cities are really built on advanced, intelligent infrastructure, right? And that can only come from the private corporations. And again, just one company is not enough, because the smart cities are built upon a multitude of technology. Different technology deliver different things. And today you have the cloud, you have the AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning, you have drones for public safety, you have drones and 5G for healthcare. I mean, you at MITRE, you're doing all these things, right? And you know that the value of this. So I think, just like what you have done in open generation, that you have leading corporations contributing different knowledge base and bringing different technology. In a smart city testbed in Stafford, we have done exactly the same thing. So the Verizon, we were the first city or county in the nation to have 5G in the testbed. Okay. We brought in the drones and we did the public safety, the drones for public safety pilot projects, very successful pilot projects. Now the next phase will be more advanced, integrating 5G into it and doing other things. But the public safety is a big area, not just for Stafford, but all counties and cities across the country. And so different corporations can play different roles. And the way this Stafford Smart City Testbed is designed, that a corporation can come in, a private company can come in and really propose a pilot project, bring their know-how, new technology, and then we create the public-private partnership even for the pilot projects and do it together to demonstrate the benefit to the community. So different corporations have different roles. And it's not just the large corporations. You should keep that in mind. We also have entrepreneurship, and we are helping smart startup companies in the testbed, particularly in the technology area, who can develop the smart city products and services that can be implemented, and we give them the platform to test it. So the large corporations have the same platform that is small corporations, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's excellent what you're saying, Indu, because one of the things we say at Open Generation is we want to work on problems that no one company can solve alone. And a smart city is certainly a place where it's not just companies, but the government has to be really partnered together to bring their capabilities. And startups are certainly key here, because the newest ideas and the most innovative are going to come from startup companies, and they need a place to be able to test.
Yeah.
So thinking a little bit more about what your company has done, tell us a little bit more about what OST does and the contribution to the testbed.
So the OST is a systems integrator. So we have multiple responsibility in the testbed. Of course, we are the founding stakeholder. So there are three founders for the Stafford Smart City Testbed. That's OST, VIPC, and Stafford County. So we're a founder. Secondly, we had the contract from the very beginning to be the systems integrator for the testbed. Because in the testbed, we have a myriad of technologies, different partners, right? No one company can really provide that service. Only systems integrator can do that, right? Because we bring in different capabilities. We know how to put technology together, how to develop the solutions. So the OST's role is to really develop the use case that leads to the pilot project, bring in the various partners, put them together, write the test plan. Then we go and help conduct the pilot project. And then we also write the technical report on the basis of. So that was the second role. We also were responsible for creating public-private partnership. Mm-hmm. So OST was successful in bringing Verizon and Cisco and a myriad of other companies, Enclave Network in cybersecurity. So there are several companies that came in. So the third role that we play is creating the foundation for the public-private partnership. And all of these things really led to bringing the DHS. Of course, the VIP has established relationship with DHS, but we have been blessed to have Department of Homeland Security to come and be a partner. They're literally a partner. So you truly have in the Stafford County testbed, this is the partnership that is very unique. So you have the federal government, you have the state government, and you have the county and cities. Okay, on the public sector side. And then the private sector, we have a small and large companies and very innovative companies bringing different technology. So, OST was very active in terms of creating the vision and the strategy to be able to attract all these partners. And because you have to tell the right story, right? Mm-hmm. And we're very fortunate in that sense. And we have great support. I mean, the Stafford County and the VIPC is probably the two best and DHS, three best organizations that I have ever worked in my life. We have seamless relationship here. Everybody is at the same level, and we make decisions real fast and go to implementation. So it has been great. So the OST continues to play a very important role in the testbed, and we appreciate the fact that the Commonwealth of Virginia, VIPC, and Stafford and DHS and other private partners, they have given us the opportunity to continue to play that role.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit more about open generation here and how you, with your experience, how do you envision a collaboration with MITRE Ingenuity Open Generation might help OST to go and do other smart city projects with cities in the future?
So I was hoping you will ask me that question because that's the most exciting part of it. So when we went to Stafford, we didn't go because we wanted to build smart cities all over the world. First, we wanted to really put a stake in the ground where we make a living. That's Commonwealth, and demonstrate that there is a new approach to designing and building smart cities. Okay, I've been doing it for a long time. And I first smart city project I did when internet was not even available, it was private, right? Mm-hmm. And today, you have so many technology, you have so many options, there are so many different type of solutions you can develop and all those things. So I think what you are trying to do through open generation and we are part of that. So I know some of the things that you're doing. And what we're doing this in a Stafford Smart City testbed, there is a very complementary relationship there, okay? Because you are creating the knowledge base. You are testing the new technology in an integrated fashion that we can bring to the testbed in the Stafford County and other counties, by the way. It doesn't have to be just a Stafford. Mm-hmm. And really bring your know-how, your technology, your solutions to the field. We are a field laboratory. We are not an R&D center, right? Like I said before. And so we can take your innovative ideas, your innovative projects, and bring it to the field and put in the real life situation where we can not only test it, validate it, but we can also implement it. And the key to success is implementation, not just testing. Neither you nor the Stafford County testbed are in the business of just creating knowledge base.
Right.
Okay. And we have made that mistake in the past. Many labs, they have accumulated tremendous amount of knowledge, but we never took it to really the field where it can be tested and implemented. The ultimate goal of knowledge is, who is the consumer?
True.
Citizens, the public. And you can only achieve that if you move out of your ivory tower lab and come to the field lab. And so the synergy between what MITRE is doing in the consortium, Open Generation, and what we are trying to do in Stafford County, I think this could be a very unique proposition that will have very successful outcome.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to how we might be able to partner together using your experience already in smart cities, as well as what the consortium and you're being part of the consortium, because it's not just smart cities. Obviously, we're working on other things with you on drones in the consortium,
Right.
But this working with VIPC and OST together, it really is quite exciting on how we can move forward. We've talked a lot of areas around smart cities, 5G. What other insights do you want to share that maybe we haven't talked about today in some of the questions we've looked through?
So I think one of the things that we have to keep in mind is smart city has become a generic term now, right? Smart city doesn't mean anymore just building the smart city. When I designed the first smart city project for Singapore government called Intelligent Island, we brought in 14 sectors of the economy. And that was at the national level, right? That was the national model. Here we are looking at the community model of smart city,
Right.
because that's where we are now, everywhere. So our approach at OST has been is that we have segmented the smart city approach. And segmentation is based upon the economic sector. So smart health and connected ambulance, for example, that we are looking at drones for public safety, looking at AI/ML for delivering services at the county and city level. So we can look at smart education, right? Smart school system, right? Cybersecurity, which is a big issue right now, because as we go through the digital transformation, and it is a force that nobody can stop, it's going to happen, right? But what is the biggest challenge in digital transformation? And a smart city is a digital transformation, by the way, right? So we have to look at it, how we integrate the data security and data privacy into everything that we do under the smart cities. So it's not just the technology. And we, unfortunately, some of our cities, they continue to make the mistake. They adopt the technology because the modern technologies are very seductive, okay? And it forces you to adopt quickly and make quick decisions without thinking much about the ramifications. For example, facial recognition technology, right? We have cities, we have airports in America, and I'm talking about the United States. Other countries have different rules. China can really do anything they want. We can't, right? So city of San Francisco, for example, they implemented facial recognition cameras in the city, and within a month, they had to take it down because citizens didn't like it, right?
Right. Yes, I remember that.
Right? There was another airport that did the same thing. So we have to be very careful. When you go to the community level and you bring all these very advanced, sophisticated, complex technology that can do marvelous things in terms of delivering public service in for various economic sectors. But ultimately, in the digital era or digital transformation, the digital trust is a key variable, okay? And so what you are doing and what we're doing, you must keep in mind that if we do not keep in mind the digital trust, which is fundamentally data privacy and data security, citizens are not going to accept, doesn't matter how exciting a technology is or how exciting a solution is, right? So I think as we move together in this, and I like to see that, we must keep in mind that there are non-technological considerations in designing and building smart infrastructure, let's call that we must keep in mind. And so, that'll be a complementary type of projects that we must continue to do, not just the technology.
Yeah, the really incredibly good points. I might have lived in Singapore, I think, in the late 90s. Maybe you were working on the smart
Yes, yes, I was
back
early
then.
90s. Yes.
Yeah, so it was quite amazing what Singapore was doing back then. Was so far ahead of its time. I think I can only imagine where Singapore is today versus the other cities in the world. But it was a very comprehensive national plan, and I like the point that Singapore as an island can do a national plan on almost like a large metropolitan area in
Sure.
America. But taking that and moving it to the metro level is a very different work plan that you have to do, and this connection with the citizenry is really important, because even with the drone flights, the public education has to be there for acceptance, and otherwise the technology may be nice, but the people have to be educated and understand how it will help them.
Sure. Yeah, very true. Yeah.
So I'll close up with one last question, which is more about open generation and why you joined. What do you value in being part of the R&D consortium with the other members?
Of course, the MIRAD is a very respectable organization, so that was attraction. Also, other members who are there. But more importantly, I think with OST point of view, we saw what we are trying to do. So we're a federal contractor, right? Mm-hmm. And our federal government, particularly right now, is going through digital transformation. At OST, we decided a few years ago, our senior management team decided a few years ago, that if we're going to be a part of digital transformation for our clients, we have to do internal digital transformation ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we have focused on a practice called digital transformation and a smart infrastructure. That led to the smart city testbed and all those things. And that really led to joining your consortium, because we think fundamentally what you are doing will have tremendous benefit in terms of bringing that knowledge to our customer base, particularly in the federal government and the state and local government. So that was a driving force for us and for our management to really, but we're enjoying it, we're learning it. We have built team in various areas of new technology, AI, ML, and drones, and 5G, and all those things that you're doing. But again, our objectives from Open Generation is to, of course, contribute to a collective success through our capabilities and systems integration. That's what we bring to the table. But also learn from the output of that consortium, Open Generation, that we can take it to our customers. So ultimately, our customers are going to benefit from it.
Indu, I want to thank you again for being part of our inaugural program here with the Open Dialog Wavelengths. Thank you for the wonderful responses that you gave. They're really well thought out and informative for everyone. The program will continue into the future as we go forward with you on the work we're doing at Open Generation with New Air and the drone testing, as well as how we're now trying to find some nice test cases to work with VIPC and OST at the test bed as we move forward. So we're really excited about what's happening this year and your participation in Open Generation as well. And we're looking forward to more work in the future.
Thank you for the opportunity, Ajit.